Hey guys, Jan here, codingwithjan.com. So, can you still find freelancing clients in 2025? Let me show you the options. Okay, so number one, we have Upwork. And the way this works is that brands and merchants basically post their job listings and then freelancers can apply to those. By the time I'm recording this, we have roughly 4,000 open job listings for the keyword Shopify developer. This is also just one keyword. Yeah, you always want to test multiple keywords like web developer, e-commerce developer, liquid, and so on and so forth. And of course, not all of these job listings are going to be great, but there are definitely some good ones in between. Now, one thing beginners get intimidated by is the amount of proposals that you see on some of these job listings, especially the better ones. So for example, this was posted like 3 hours ago and already has 10 to 15 proposals. But I've actually seen both sides. I've also hired several freelancers on Upwork. I actually looked this up the other day. We spent $45,000 on our company profile on Upwork. And most of these early proposals are usually copy-paste templates with zero personalization. And I usually just skip over all of these. And if you spend some time optimizing your profile and put some effort in making really personalized messages, you can still land these jobs. Also, a great example I can show you here is Carl, one of our bootcamp members. He's a freelancer based in the US. And yeah, we've been working together for quite a while now. His profile looks great. He has 100% job completion rate. That's what you want to strive for. Then a great description, cover letter video. He offers a consultation upfront. And he has tons and tons of great reviews because he just delivers quality work for his clients and also communicates very well, which is very important. And yeah, he told me that he's currently billing between 5,000 and 10,000 per month just on Upwork. He also has clients apart from the platform. But if we just take a look at his job history, you can see that he completed a project for like 4,000 here. Shopify 2.0 redesign 3,000, website build 3,000. And yeah, this just keeps going and going. Shopify wellness website build 8,000. And it's just because he delivers quality work, he knows how to present himself, and he communicates well, so you can still crush it on Upwork if you meet these criteria. Now, also mention worthy, if you have a good profile, brands can also invite you to their job listings, so you don't necessarily need to apply as much once you're established. But of course, when you're starting out on this platform, you don't have any reviews. So my recommendation would be just try to get your hands onto any work you can, even if you have to lowball yourself a little bit. Let me just try to find a good example here. Maybe this one, for instance. So you can see that this company has already 100,000 spent on Upwork. So even if this project or the hourly rate seems a little low, 15 to 40, I would still try to accept this job or try to get this job because as you can see, the company has 100,000 spent on Upwork or over 100,000. And it's almost guaranteed that they have more work or other relationships or like you never know how this evolves, or if you make a good impression, then you can potentially raise your hourly rate. So rather see this as a door opener and just try to get your hands onto any work you can just to build up the reviews, build up your track record, build up the portfolio, and then you never know how this evolves in the future. All right, the next platform you can consider is freelancer.com. This works very similar to Upwork, but it's less crowded. It means there are fewer job postings, but also less competition. And here I also have a great example, Timmy Tope, long-term subscriber of this channel, super nice guy. We talk every once in a while, I would say. And I specifically chose him because he's now the #1 Shopify expert on freelancer.com. He has close to 450 reviews. And I also specifically picked him because he's based in Nigeria. And I know that we also have some viewers from countries with, let's say, lower average income or lower average salaries. And I just looked this up, like the average income in Nigeria is roughly $220 per month. So if you're making 75 an hour, you're making bank, like big money. And it would already be great if you'd be making like 30 per hour. But yeah, this is awesome because this can almost compete with Western rates. And it also shows that your hourly rate, ultimately, like at the end of the day, comes down to how well you present yourself and whether you can deliver for your clients or not, and not even as much where you're based. All right, the next platform is an amazing choice in the Shopify space, StoreTask.com. I'm also good friends with them. And this is awesome because it's a freelancing platform exclusively for Shopify projects. And both the brands as well as the talent side, like freelancers, are extremely high quality. And there are more cool features to this. For example, they don't have any public bidding, so there's no race to the bottom in terms of hourly rate. They even help with scoping and quoting projects, so you know what's fair. The freelancers collaborate between each other. So overall, I think it's a great platform. The only downside, though, is that it's actually quite hard to get in because they need to maintain this high quality. So they're only looking for experienced freelancers. You need excellent communication skills. You must have Shopify Plus experience. So this platform is not for beginners. But if you feel you would qualify, then you can definitely go ahead and apply. You can even put me as a reference, Coding with Jan. As I mentioned, I'm good friends with them. And I think the last 2 months, I helped 3 or 4 people join the platform. But just know it is difficult. They have very high quality standards, but still 100% worth keeping in mind. Okay, then the last platform we can quickly discuss is Fiverr. Here it works a little different. So freelancers put up their service listings. So it's almost like a small service catalog. And then brands can reach out to the freelancers or book their gigs. Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend Fiverr because it has a reputation of being cheap. So a lot of clients will try to lowball you. Be prepared for that. The only thing you can check is whether you have a language advantage, for example. So here you can filter for the seller's details. I looked for Shopify developer, just to clarify. And then if you scroll down to seller details, you find the languages they speak. For example, there are not that many freelancers, Shopify freelancers, that speak German, for instance. Or let me find a different one here with even less competition. French. It seems there are like only 23 listings in French. So that might be one competitive edge where you can like stand out and beat the competition, so to speak. Yeah, so this could be your competitive advantage. And it never hurts to have a listing there and maybe get in touch with a lot of clients and then you can filter out manually. But yeah, I wouldn't expect too much from the platform. Now, speaking of language advantage, this is going to be my very last advice in this video. You can also check for freelancing platforms that are popular in your country. For example, if you're from France, then you might consider Malta. And yeah, you can find the freelancing platforms that are popular in your country. Just do a quick Google search. All right, that's it for this quick overview. At the end of the day, it always comes down to how well you present yourself, whether you can deliver for clients, and how much of a professional impression you make. That determines your hourly rate. That determines how many projects you get. So this is the most important thing to focus on. My recommendation would be, if you already have enough clients through referrals, your personal network, maybe content you put out, then you don't need freelancing platforms. If you're starting out though, or want to explore other lead sources, then they're definitely worth a try. Just be prepared that you might have to lowball yourself a little bit in the beginning just to build up the profile and get some good reviews. If you want help with this, in the past 5 years, I've been working with well over 3,000 students. I've been doing nothing else. So links in the description. I would love to work together. And let me know if you got any questions. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll catch you in the next. Bye.